where did you end last time? Okay. So anyway, what we have here is the data which is already entered in Excel. Okay. Yeah, actually now I'm back to what I wanted to say. I remember what I wanted to say. So what we are looking at is how to export data from Excel to SPSS. From Excel to SPSS. So what we have here is the data which is already entered in Excel. Okay, so this was a study that was conducted somewhere by one of the students, okay, to access the mosquito repellent usage, okay, among students at a certain university, at a named, actually this was done at CBU. So the study was conducted to determine the usage of mosquito repellents, okay, among students. So from the online survey, this was, by the way, an online survey. So we corrected these results, okay, from an online survey. We corrected these results. So the first thing that was supposed to be done is to clean this data and transport it. Okay, so it's the data is already cleaned, then you code it, and after coding you export it to SPSS. You export the data to SPSS. So now our first step that we are going to do is to export this, is to code this data. Before it is exported to SPSS, you need to code it. So how do you code? You need to first, maybe we can create what we call a data dictionary, where we want to put the meaning or the codes for each data. So I'll just create a new sheet. When you go down here where there is plus in Excel, you can create a new sheet here. So but you can create actually a separate different sheet, not the one that you are using. Create a separate different sheet, but for this purpose we just create a new sheet here. So we'll look at the variables that we have here, which we need to code, okay, which we need to code. So the one with categories, we have this variable for gender. We have yes, we have female and male. So we'll put the code here. We'll say first one is gender, okay, and we are going to say warning to represent male, okay, and while 2 is going to be female, okay, female. What else do we have? We have the level of study, okay, we have the level of study, which is level of education, okay, or maybe we can go to, because this was conducted at the university, so we assume that all these students were doing maybe a bachelor's degree, so maybe we may not necessarily need to code this one. And these are some of the things that you need to treat, because actually someone was conducting a study at the university. So like this one, secondary school certificate may not necessarily qualify here, because this someone now is a student, okay. So what you can do, maybe you can delete this column, but it's okay. Now let's look at maybe the start year. We have these years starting from second year up to fifth year. Okay, up to fifth year. I was just checking to see there is a first year here. I've not seen first year. It's more like the start year was starting from fourth, second year to, actually I'm seeing sixth year and so on. So we'll put the code for these as well. Yeah, we'll put the code for these as well. You put it. This is a year of study. Year of study. Okay. Year of study. One will say this is second year. Two will be third year. Three will be fourth year. Yeah. Okay. Then 4 will be fifth year. And 5 is going to be sixth year. So these are year of study. Then the other question that we have here is okay, reparent, the frequency of reparent use. So it's just the short term that was used here is reparent frequency. So that is reparent frequency. We have these frequencies, so we need to code them as well. So go to our data dictionary and we'll code the frequency. Reparent frequency, we have 1 to represent once. Second, 2 means twice a day. Someone applied reparent frequency twice. 3 is going to be, maybe we say 3 times. Okay, so actually they just twice, I think they'll just try twice or 3 times. Okay, so now you continue maybe where there are other questions. This one that if you look at these others, there are questions for yes and no here. Okay, there are questions for yes and no, and you can code yes as 1 and no as 2. So now the easiest way to code this, I'm not going to finish everything because actually I just wanted you to know how you can create this data dictionary. So this one helps for data sharing, because you might be able to remember what 1 means, what 2 means, but other people might not be able to know what these codes means, and especially if you want someone to help you define the variables in SPSS, you need to provide this data dictionary so that a person may be able to know what the codes means. And sometimes you can just receive data that is already coded, where you're just seeing numbers as we are going to see. Then when someone shares a data dictionary, you'll be able to recognize that, oh, these codes, this is what they mean. Okay, are we together? Hello? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So once you are done with giving the codes in the data dictionary, now the easiest way to code these data is to just okay. You don't have to replace one by one, but you can start from one column to another, where you say, let me say now, what I'm going to say here is that I'm going to just copy the word mail. I'll copy it. After I copy the word mail, you can highlight this column, then you press Control H at once. Control H. Once you press Control H, I hope you are able to see what the pop-up screen that has come. Okay, this box which have come. Are you able to see it?
No.
You are not able to see it. Okay. What might...
You mean...
There is a table which has come on my screen.
Okay, you mean this table on top where it's written find and replace?
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
find and replace. So when you press Control H, that table is going to come. Even on Word, Microsoft Word, if you just press Control H, this table is going to come. So on find what, you put the word which you want to replace. So here, in case we put mail, I just press Control V, that is paste. So I will paste with 1. Replace with, you put 1. Replace with, you put 1. So we put 1 and we hit replace all. So you can see that wherever there was male, it has been replaced, including the word, because in female there is a word male, so it has also been replaced. So now what we can do for the remaining word in female, we can just copy it. We copy and put it again on find what. These people that are busy phoning. You put, or you replace it on find what. You put that one, then you replace it with 2, because female we said is 2, so we replace it with the 2. So it's going to be, we have replaced all of it. So we have now female and male coded as this. Okay, then yeah, now for the word yes and no, as we have so many questions that have the word yes and no. So what we need to do, we can just go on find what, we put yes, then you press with 1. Yeah, so you go on find what, you put yes, replace with, you put 1. You hit replace all. Everywhere where there is yes, it's going to be replaced. Then we're remaining with now no. So you can put no there and go to replace. You put 2, replace with 2. Okay, so you can see now our data is getting to look like the way we want it to be. So we can remove, let me just delete this one, because actually we are not interested in the level of education, because we are dealing with the students. Unless maybe, yeah, we are dealing with the student, what we are interested in the year of study. So we'll delete this column and remain just with these. So if we want let's first replace this one, which looks to be easier, or just this same one. We start with the second year. Second year we said that would be 1. So get this one and you say draw V. This one is going to be 1. You replace with 1. So wherever there was second, it has been replaced with 1. Then third, you replace with 2. You replace with 2. Yeah, so as I said, it's not necessary for us to finish everything. What is more important is for you to get the concept. But after doing all the replacement, your data is going to look like this one. Okay, this is how your data is going to look like. Okay, this is how your data is going to look like. It's going to look like this one. Okay, are you able to see this one? There are some documents which are lost now. They need to be reopened. Let me just try to close these documents. Okay, yeah, so our data finally is going to look like this one. Are you able to see this one clearly?
Yeah, I'm able to see.
Yeah, so this data is now coded. And when you check in the first row, this first row, it has the variable names. Okay, the first row have the variable names, and the rest of the data is just coded. It's more like numbers. So that's why now I was talking about the importance of the data dictionary, because the way we have received this information, we don't know what they usually mean. We don't know what they mean. Okay, we don't know what they mean. Though I think I've shared this might be a different data. Yeah, it looks like it's different. Actually, the one that we are looking at is this one. Just that one was also coded. So after you have done this, you need to save this data in a format that will be easy for you to export it to SPSS. So we are going to save this one. Where can we save it? I have so many files here. Okay, but I'm just going to save it in this same work here. So the most important part when you are saving this data is this one here. Let me show you this one. Okay, I want to save it in, okay, it's already here. Okay, I think it's a different one. Yeah, what is most important when you're saving this data is this save as type. So you have to check that it is saved in this type. As you can see here, there are many types of files in which you can save it, but you have to choose Excel 972003 workbook. Excel 972003 workbook. This one is accessible by SPSS, but if you put other type of files like maybe Excel workbook, Excel macro enabled workbook, SPSS might refuse to open this file. So you save it in this format. So let's save it. After you save this data, this file, you need to close it. You close it. trying to close. Yeah, so I've closed that one which we have coded. Then you open now SPSS. You open SPSS. When you open SPSS, you go direct to, at the corner there, at the corner, there is a tab which looks like a file. Have you seen it? Is it showing?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So there's a tab which looks like a file. So you click on that one. Let's try to do that. Okay, it's non-responsive. Yeah, so it has responded. Yeah, so once you do that, this pop-up will come. So you go to where you had saved the file first. You go where I had saved the file. So we saved that file where I think it is in my reports. So I'll take you where we saved this file. I think this is where we saved the file. So now when you look at this, you can't see it. Why? Is because the file type is in SPSS, this one. So you need to change the file type. So you go on the drop down menu and you choose Excel. Yeah, so now I have seen that all the files that are in Excel have shown here, are being shown here. Okay, so you select the one that you want to export. So this is the one that we had saved. So we select it and we say open. Okay, so we have opened it. So once you do that, this one is going to come. Then here on top it reads, read variable names from the first row of the data. As you saw, the first column, the first row has variable names. So when you mark here, SPSS is going to read the first row as variable. Okay, we read the variable names from the first row. So whatever is in the first row will be regarded as a variable name. So you just say continue. You don't have to do anything here. You just have to say continue. And when you continue, this one is going to come. Okay, this means now that the data, you have imported your data into SPSS. You have imported your data into SPSS from Excel. So now, if you check here on the variable, on the data view, you'll be able to see the variables on top here. They are showing gender, age, education, level, study, frequency, parent frequency use, bite after. So this was the question, whether a student was bitten by mosquitoes after applying um, um, repellents. And we said these were, I think this question was asked, have you ever been bitten? So the answers was yes and no. So where you are seeing one, it means the student replied with a yes, and two means the student said no. So you can now define these variables in the variable view. So you go to the variable view to define these variables. Okay, you come to the variable view to define these variables. Yeah, so the type is already included here. The name is already written here. It's automatically written, the names. Then the type of the variable is written as well. The width, the decimal, the labels. So now you start from the labels and going this side. So you choose for ID. This is the participant identification number. Okay, participants identification code. So you just have to say participants ID. Okay, age, there is no difference, just age. Gender, you put gender there. Okay, gender. Education level, you put education level or level of education, or education level is the same. Year of study. Now you can see that maybe this side we used short names, but here you have to write completely. So you put year of study. Or study is just the same. Okay, frequency of reparent use. Okay, frequency of reparent parent use. Okay, so you continue with the rest. You name, you put the labels here for all the variables. Then now you go to define the codes. So for participant ID, we don't have a code because this is a continuous variable. It continues one up to the sample size. We had about 301 participants. For age, I think I saw that it was coded there. Then gender, I think this is the one that we coded. We said one represent female, no, male, right? One was male, okay? So we put male for one. You press add. Two, you put female. So as you are defining these variables, you'll be able to see when you go to data view that even the variables name here will be changing. Okay, you'll be able to see that. Let's try to check gender if it has changed. You'll see that. So you go to view, you go to variables. Okay, so you can see that female, the gender part has changed. Now we have female and male. Okay, is it showing that side? Are you able to see at your end?
Okay, yeah, I'm able to see.
Yeah.
You
So
mean the last? Okay, okay, yeah, I'm able to see gender.
yeah, so we worked on gender and it has changed. Okay, it has changed. Let's also try to do maybe one so that you can also see. Maybe let's go to the frequency of use. For the interest of time, I don't want to complete the whole process because it will cost our time. So let's try to check. Maybe we just say frequency of use. We said there is just yes and no. So one is going to be yes. You add. Two is going to be a no. You add and you say okay. So you go to data view. You'll be able to see on frequency that it has changed. Have you seen? Okay, so it has changed on frequency. So at the end of the day, when you are done defining all the variables, you are going to have something like this. We are going to have something like this. Okay, so this is the data that we are going to have. we are going to have something like this, which is coded when we are done defining all the variables. This is what we are going to have. Your data is going to look like this one. Okay, are we together?
Yes, sir. And I think it was my request.
Yes.
If I don't know if this lesson is being recorded.
Oh yeah, this one I'm recording.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I think it will be very helpful for me so
Okay,
that
okay.
I get to go through.
Yeah, I'll share it. I'll share it. I'll share it
All right,
even
sir.
maybe on Telegram, because these are big files.
All
Yeah.
right, sir.
So now we are done with the exporting data from SPSS to Excel. What we need now is just to start analyzing. Okay, we want to start analyzing. So we'll start with the descriptive statistics for today. We'll start with descriptive statistics for today. So you go to analyze and you go to descriptive statistics. So first you want to look at the frequency. Okay, you want to just check how many female and male were there, so you put it there. You want to check maybe the level of education or year of study, you put it there. And gender, I think it was coded, you put it there. So if you try to check statistics, you find that we have these measures of central tendance which are not applied for categorical variables. Measures of central tendance, the median, the mean, the mode, and the sum. These are not applied for the measures of central for the categorical variables, because I mean you cannot find the mean for female and male. There is no mean here. You can't find the median. Okay, the percentile values also, all these one are not important here. So just say continue. But the charts, you can choose which chart you want to have. You want a bar chart, you want a pie chart, or a histogram. So let's go for a bar chart and see what is going to be, and want it them to show percentage. So chart value, put percentages here. Then we hit the continue button and you say okay. Okay, you say okay. So there should be an output somewhere which is going to come. Yeah, so this is the output. This is the output. Yeah. So the output is showing us that in terms of gender, we have female and male. So it's showing us that 124 were male and 178 were female. The next column is showing the percentages. Male we had 41%, while female had 58.9%, which all of them should add up to 100%. So in terms of reporting, you can report the majority from this table. You can say our study, okay, in our study we had more, the majority were female, okay, the majority were female, the majority of participants were female, okay, accounting for 58.9%. Okay, then the most of them were in their third year of study, accounting for 50, is it 35.8? Yeah. So for the year of study, the majority, this 108, were in third year of study. So this is how you define them. The majority were in third year of study, while the smallest number only, or you can say only 3.3% were in the 6th year of study. So you don't need to report all the findings in the table. You just pick some important, maybe the majority and the smallest group for those variables that have more categories. But for the variable that have two categories like gender, you can just report the majority, because actually when you say the majority were male, were female, accounting for 58.9%, someone already know that the rest were male. But in terms of where we have more variables, more categories, if you just report the majority, it will be difficult for people to think, to know about these others. So it's important maybe also to state the minority, or you can say followed by this that party. That's a lot of work. You can just say, well, the smallest part of these participants were in the 6th year of study. Then now, when you look at age, I think age was not categorized. That's why we have all these. But it's okay. But yeah, but they don't look good because they were not categorized. You have those that are age 19, 20, up to 27. So what we need to do maybe is to analyze it in terms of the measures of central tendency. So what you do, you go to analyze again, go to descriptive statistics and frequencies. Then let's try to remove these other variables and remain with the age only. So you go to statistics, you can choose the mean, the median, the mode if you want, the standard deviation. Yeah, let's just we want maybe to look at the mean and the standard deviation. We want to find the average age of these participants. Then we can say continue, and we say okay, so that we can have a proper description of the age than the way it was at first. So now you can see that the mean age was 22.66. So this is what you can report to say, okay, the mean age of our participant was 22.66. Then the standard deviation was 1.702. So this is the standard deviation, and still they bring the frequency for you here. But for continuous variables or discrete variables, those that you can find the mean, this statistic table is the one which is the most important. Is there any question? Is there any question?
You can go, sir.
Okay. Actually, we are coming to the end of the we are coming to the end of the class. Yeah, so that's how you do the descriptive statistics. So you have this one. You have this one are just the bar that we are talking about, the bar chart. So this just the bar chart. Okay, this is the bar chart. So